Jen Landman is working as a JSU graduate up north, and I felt this paper, which was submitted to me in English 410, which is called American Drama, was one of the strongest that I'd received in a very, very long time. And when I insisted that she send it to the symposium, I said, tell me someone that you want to read this for you. And she said, you, to me. So that's why I'm here with Jan Case's blessing. I'm going to read a portion of this. One of the things I admired of Jan is when she got going, she got going. But I think you'll be able to see her major ideas. This is called Damn the Consequences and Bless Me Anyway. It's the fear of what comes after doing that makes the doing hard to do. A business associate tells Joe Pitt, a young entry-level lawyer and closeted gay Mormon who has recently moved to New York from Salt Lake City. This plain-spoken remark from a minor character neatly summarizes a complex theme that roots itself in every moment of Tony Kushner's two-part play, Angels in America. Either part, first, Millennium Approaches, and second, Perestroika, is incomplete without the other. While Millennium shows the strife of imperfect characters asking how to navigate changes of unknown consequence, Perestroika unveils the same characters' deliberate, although sometimes faulty steps to, quote, face loss with grace, as Prior Walter, 30-year-old ex-drag queen and reluctant prophet battling AIDS, tells Harper Pitt, Joe's bored yet reclusive young Mormon housewife, whose imagination is overactive even when she is not downing Valium, when they run into each other on barely authorized trips to Kushner's extremely bureaucratic heaven. Pursuit of grace in the face of change becomes, in the second part of the play, the way humankind maintains its dignity without getting a swollen ego. Grace means maintaining self-respect and integrity and leaving room for the chance, no matter how small, that things may turn out all right. Bless me anyway, Prior insists. Angels in America Perestroika takes place in 1986 New York City among characters who are connected realistically, cosmically, or both. AIDS is known as a blood-borne disease that usually affects homosexual men or drug addicts. Ronald Reagan is President of the United States and a hot topic for political buffs such as Louis Ironson, Pryor's aloof and clinging ex-lover who loves to complain. Roy Cohn is a well-connected New York lawyer who is so convincing that he's proud to leak the secret of his personal responsibility for Ethel Rosenberg's death sentence. In Russia, a political movement called Perestroika favors a decrease in the power of centralized government and an increase in autonomy for local authorities. Angels gossip about foreseeing the Chernobyl meltdown. All over Earth, dangerous metamorphoses are in motion. In heaven, God has been missing for 80 years. He was last seen before the great 1906 earthquake in San Francisco. Prior knows God is absent because the beautiful but fearsome Angel of America repeatedly visits him in his bedroom and tells him so. Within her first visit, she commands him to embrace and promote a decree from her Council of Continental Principalities, one angel representing each continent on earth, to put a stop to the destruction excuse me, of earth and heaven Humanity is to stop migrating, progressing, and intermingling. Being a perestroika of the Judeo-Christian belief system, Pryor tells her to get out of his home, beginning, I can't even read the print, beginning a perestroika of the Judeo-Christian belief system. Pryor tells the angel to get out of his home, admonishes her for cracking his refrigerator and damaging the environment with gases emitted by the broken refrigerator frame, lampoons the spectacles she bestows upon him, and makes a bouquet of rude comments. I'll spare you those. 3 weeks later, he tells Belize, his well-spoken friend of bottomless moxie, about the angel's first visit. Pryor. Too much loss is what the angels think. We should stop somehow. Go back. Belize. That's not how the world works, Pryor. It only spins forward. Pryor. Yeah, but forward into what? Pryor questions how AIDS affects the body, mind, and future, and the angel has stoked his fear of the unknown. He sees no better alternative to embracing her edict and finding a way to rewind time. But most of the time, he thinks for himself. I want you to go away. That's the way it appears in the script. I'm tired to death of being done to, walked on, infected, and now tortured by some reactionary angel. His ultimate rejection of the angel's decree comes later, but for now, he is doing well to refuse to let his biography read like a lab report in that awful passive tense. The next section deals with Harper Pitt and her kinship of sorts to Pryor, but I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit. Pryor has addressed hope. The angel of the Continental Principality of America has just spouted a long but cryptic poem about the near future. It offers nothing but rampant death, the, quote, slow dissolving, spiraling apart, and innumerable failures of angels and humans alike, combined with the smorgasbord of natural disasters that will leave, quote, the earth clean as a bone. Pryor responds over and over again, bless me anyway. He is not asking for a life of constant happiness or one that is long and healthy. He does not make specific personal requests, such as a cure for AIDS or for Lewis to have never abandoned him. All he wants is more time on earth. This implies that the way a person chooses to spend his or her time is worth more than any miraculous solution. This is Pryor. I've lived through such terrible times, and there are people who have lived through much, much worse, but you see them living anyway. When they're more spirit than body, more sores than skin, when they're burned and in agony, when flies lay eggs in the corners of the eyes of their children, they live. I don't know if that's just the animal. I don't know if it's not braver to die. But I recognize the addiction to being alive. We live past hope. If I can find hope anywhere, that's it. That's the best I can do. It's so much not enough, so inadequate. But bless me anyway, I want more life. If the angels understand him, then they have learned the resilience of the human spirit. His choice to request a blessing of longer life despite inevitable hardship is metaphorically different than asking them to pick up a deck of cards and deal in a few rounds of whatever game is currently on the table. On the other hand, this scene's approach to hope is stronger because it assigns the individual more power and more responsibility, and therefore greater potential. Pryor's monologue is Tony Kushner's voice. live boldly, especially in the face of the unknown. Between the two of them, Pryor and Harper, Joe Pitt's wife now, have discovered that migration and progress don't cause loss. Loss causes migration and progress. And that it is of paramount importance to maintain grace, namely integrity and self-respect, while making such new tracks. Through Pryor, Kushner defies a Judeo-Christian precept so potent it permeates the mindsets of all who begin their lives in communities where Christianity and Judaism are the norm. Yield your will to authority figures, including, but not limited to, parents, clergy, teachers, supervisors, professors, department heads, policemen, senators, presidents, and especially saints, angels, and God. Kushner's is glorious blasphemy. What's holy is what you know in your heart is right, and damn the consequences. Bless me anyway.